Hi everyone, in this presentation our group will discuss about communication skill negotiation. 1.0 Objective of Learning Outcome. The title of our simulation activity is Communication Skill Negotiation. The aim of our simulation activity are to know effective communication and to know what make better negotiation skill that considered as a must for entrepreneurs. And last, to study how networking is important for an entrepreneur and how they need to capitalize it.
What is the definition of communication? Communication is the process by which information is exchanged between individuals. It requires a shared understanding of simple systems such as language and mathematics.
What is communication skills? Communication skills allow you to understand and be understood by others. This can include but are not limited to effectively communicating ideas to others, actively listening in conversations, giving and receiving critical feedback, and public speaking.
Types of communication. We have three types of communication. First, verbal communication. Second, nonverbal communication. And third, written communication. First, verbal or oral communication. Verbal communication encompasses all word use, so this means that both oral and written words come under this category. It also can be developed in a variety of ways, and one of those ways is to converse with other people constantly. Actively engaging in conversation can help to encounter new words to enhance verbal communication, and paying close attention to mass media is also a good idea, because it will be able to hear the correct pronunciation of a vast array of words. Second, nonverbal or body language. These types of communication makes use symbols other than words to convey meaning, and generally this type of communication depends upon the interpretation of the receiver of the message. Here we communicate by using nonverbal signals, which includes facial expression, body movement and gestures, eye contact, posture, the tone of voice, and even muscle tension and breathing. Developing the ability to understand and use nonverbal communication can help to connect with others, express what we really mean, navigate challenging situations, and build better relationships at home and work. For the last one, types of communication is written communication. Written communication has many forms, for example, letters, memos, notes, computer-generated information, message, email, and so on. When using writing as a method of communication, you must ensure that the style is appropriate to the audience. It is well worded, spelled correctly, and accurate. It is also vital that all written communication is circulated only to the intended audience.
How to improve our communication in three types. First, communication verbal or oral communication. Know your audience. What you speak must be connected not just with the topic of presentation, but with your audience also. Thus, knowing the audience is very important for effective communication. Know the topic. Researching and knowing all the perspectives of the topic is very helpful, as it helps in speaking with confidence as well as authority. Know the objective. The goal and the main point behind the communication should be clear. Just ask what is the rationale of the entire communication that you are about to present to the audience. Be an active listener. Being a good speaker, first you should be an active listener to what your audience want to say. By being a speaker, you send out various kind of verbal or non-verbal signal, just like your audience. Style or rate of delivery. The audience response get impacted by your rate of delivery and the tone used by you while talking. Do not sound arrogant in front of your audience, and always sound confident while giving oral presentation. keep on eye contact. While delivering the oral presentation, make an eye contact with all the audience. Eyes are considered to be our mirror as they display our feeling. Maintaining perfect eye contact is very important as it helps in establishing a positive relationship with audience. Body language. Body language is very effective method of oral communication. Being a speaker, you can easily send message through your body posture as well as gesture. You can also display emotion through body language. And the last one is use visual aids. Complicated matter can be resolved and made easier with the help of visual aids. Visual aids help a lot in reaching out to the audience. However, while designing the visual aid, few guidelines should be kept in mind. How to improve nonverbal communication at work? First, nonverbal signal. One needs to pay attention to the various nonverbal signals like gesture, eye contact, and facial expression, and so on. This will give an idea what it is in the mind of the communication. It will also influence the way you communicate further. Different behavior. Sometimes the expressions are different from what the person is saying. One cannot fake one expression. If you pay attention to the non-verbal behavior of the person, you will be able to tell the person is actually speaking the truth or he is putting up a fake conversation. One expression should be match what one is saying. Tone of voice. When you speak, notice your tone and how it affects other people. The tone of the voice can convey a lot of emotion and feelings such as happiness, sadness, anger, and so on. Eye contact. Eye contact is an important aspect of communication. When one makes eye contact while speaking, it conveys that the person is confident, interest in the communication, and on the other hand, if one avoids eye contact, it means he is trying to hide something, or the person is not confident or unsure about what he is speaking. Use signal. Using signal in a handy tool for communication in presentation and when one is speaking to a large group. The use of body posture, use of hand, and tone of voice help in conveying the message in an easier way. Read your audience. It is very important to study nonverbal signal of the audience. It will give you a clear idea whether the audience is listening to you or not. Relax. When entering into a communication, one should be relaxed and calm. This will also relax the person you are talking to, and they will be able to listen to you more attentively and with interest. The last one, management of stress. It is very important to manage one's stress in a communication process. Letting your stress on the communication process will lead to misleading interpretation of what you are saying. It signals anxiousness, worry, and tension, which may influence your audience indirectly. And the last one is written communication. First, write every day. You only need to write super small as 3 sentences, because in the beginning, you need to make a pathway in your mind which tell you that writing is easy. Soon enough, within weeks, you will start writing 5 sentences a day, then 10, 20, and then maybe the elusive 1000 words. And after a while, you will see that when you sit to write, words come naturally to you. Ask for help from friends who are better in writing. Asking people who are better than us can teach us things that we cannot learn by ourselves. She or he can give you advice about how to write, how to practice, how to get motivation when going gets tough, and how to stick to it when something doesn't seem good. One thing you need to remember while asking for help is that your need for written communication may be different from your friend's need for written communication. Do a review every month. Review is a reflection and the art of looking back. This simple act will help you understand where you stand and how much you improve so that you can plan for future improvement steps. Read the notebook and find out whether your written communication has improved or not. If you don't find any difference, you can ask anyone who is better than you in writing to check your notebook.
Can you explain the effective communication? Effective communication is defined as verbal, speech, or other methods of relaying information that get a point across. An example of effective communication is when the person who you are talking to listen actively, absorb your point and understand it. Furthermore, effective communication is about more than just exchanging information. It's about understanding the emotion and intention behind the information, as well as being to clearly convey a message. You need to also listen in the way that gain the full meaning of what's being said and make the other person feel heard and understood.
The communication skill area of importance. The example for the importance area are business presentation, project proposal, business meeting, business negotiation, sales promotion, project bidding, and daily communication. Why communication skill important in this area? First, to secure an interview, we will need good communication skill to make sure our application letter is read and acted upon. Second, to get the job, we will need to communicate well during our interview if we are to sell ourselves and get the job we want. Third, to do our job well, we will need request information, discuss problem, give instruction, work in teams, interact with colleagues and clients. If we are to achieve cooperation and effective teamwork, good human relation skills are essential. Last, to advance in our career. Employer want staff who can think for themselves, use initiative and solve problems. Staff who are interested in the long-term success of the company.
What are negotiation skills? Negotiation skills are qualities that allow two or more parties to reach a compromise. These are often soft skills and include abilities such as communication, persuasion, learning, strategizing, and cooperation. Understanding this skill is the first step to becoming a stronger negotiator. There are a few key negotiation skills that apply to many situations, such as persuasion, learning, strategizing. Persuasion. The ability to influence others is an important skill for negotiation. It can help you define why your proposed solution is beneficial to all parties and encourage others to support your point of view. Learning. In order to reach an agreement that benefits both parties, it is crucial you consider how the consequence will impact everyone in the long term. Strategizing. The best negotiator enter a discussion with at least one backup plan, but often more. The next slide is tips to improve your negotiation skill. Not all forms of negotiation are effective, and measuring success can be challenging. Follow this step to improve your negotiation skill. Identify the final goal, practice building rapport, be willing to compromise, consider imposing time restriction, take the multiple offer approach, exercise confidence, don't take no personally, understand your weakness, and practice.
Importance of negotiation skill. The strength of your agreement understanding, and relationship can make the difference between success and failure. Improve the final result. The main aim of a negotiation is to get the best deal possible for you and your organization. Build respect. In order to get the utmost productivity out of your employees, it is very important that your employees and other whom you negotiate with respect you.
What is the situation of negotiation? First, emotional control in situation negotiation. Difficult individuals often develop with their negative emotional impulse at work and in agreement. Thankfully, this impulse can be overcome by your own control emotion. Effectively control and measure response counter any irritation. Second, eyes contact and body language. Strong body language is one of the basic techniques for which the best negotiation skill training course will refer time and time again. Consistent eye contact show a willingness to pay attention to the need of other while assisting confidence. Third, empathy requires an understanding of other place in the negotiation, including what they are looking for, their belief in where they are in the negotiation, and where are coming from. Empathy is needed for both employees and managers to successfully handle difficult situations. Fourth, commitment to a decision. There are fine lines between being willing to be flexible and being committed to decision. Effective negotiation requires a balance between these two considerations. You need to look for an endpoint, but there is a risk if the commitment comes too early before the other party has the opportunity to divert their concern. Fifth, communication of personal ethics. In challenging debate, others need to know who you are in and what you feel. In order to ensure that your informed decision reflects your own and their confidence.
What is the negotiation success factor? Selection of consultant. A consultant should have the skills, experience, communication, knowledge, calmness, tenacity, intelligence in detecting and opponent reception and considering whether the negotiations are done individually or in groups. Secondly, data selection. Do a detailed study of what is to be discussed. The parties need to be option, information and data to file a book reference. Thirdly, negotiate. Negotiation will only success when both parties reach an agreement. Lastly, approach selection. Make a plan for choosing a good and effective landing. The method chosen must take into account the personal and the consultants and the company susceptibility.